Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I had to share this video with you because honestly, if you had shown me this video 2 years ago, I would have told you that only black folks were saying these kinds of things out loud. But something is shifting more and more. I'm seeing palm color people speak up, call things out, and express real concern for where the US is headed to. So this palm color man in this video has come forward to share his genuine fears for the United States. He's calling out the system for what it is and shedding light on the things that so many people have been trying to ignore. He even talks about the Trump administration and the role it has played in all of this. And when I say this kind of honesty used to come only from black content creators, I mean just that. But you know what? This whole movement where black folks said, we are resting now, we've done the work, I think it lit a fire. And now we are seeing more palm color people start to connect the dots and say the quiet parts loud. Let's watch his video, and I'll be right back at the end of this video to give my own 2 cents.
I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, and I've been trying to kind of boil things down a little bit just for me. And like, how am I actually feeling right now in this country with everything that's going on? And, you know, it's like, it's super easy. It's super easy to make content just calling people out as being idiots, and calling Trump out for being an idiot, and calling Kristi Noem out for being an idiot, and calling Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, you know, and Pete Hegseth out for being idiots. And, you know, this whole administration is just, it's stacked with idiots. And like 95% of them are white men who aren't qualified for the positions that they have. But yet they're calling it a meritocracy, you know. But they are doing, Elon, I mean, they're doing incredibly dangerous and incredibly harmful things that are hurting people. And, you know, it's like the attacks on the LGBTQ community and, you know, completely ridding the executive branch and all federal agencies of DEI and all references to black and brown people and women, and you know, kidnapping people and with no due process sending them to the worst prison in the Western Hemisphere, where they could end up rotting for the rest of their lives, having never committed a crime. They're doing incredibly harmful things, as dumb and stupid and incompetent as they are. And, you know, it's like we see these things every day. And I mean, for me, it's like when it comes to like making content on this app, it's just becoming so repetitive. Because it's the same thing every day. You know, it's the same thing every day. The specifics might be a little bit different, but it's the same thing every day. And it's wearing on me. And, you know, I mean, it's like I've been talking about that a lot with some of my friends, and you know, today was just I kind of had this realization on the plane when I was coming back from Vegas. And again, I mean, I'll preface this by saying, you know, I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, pretty much in rural Ohio, in an incredibly segregated circumstances. You know, I didn't have real opportunities to meet people who didn't look like me, and form friendships with people who didn't look like me until I was in college. And you know, I have all kinds of privileges in this country, and have had for my entire life. And But, you know, for me, coming from that place, you know, the last several months, and specifically the last 3 months, are the first time in my life that I can remember, you know, not necessarily being able to just believe that everything's going to be okay. Eventually, everything's going to be okay. You know, it's not just some 4-year-long cycle of a president who, you know, I don't like his taxation policy or something. I mean, these people, they're hurting people and they're killing people. People who can't fight back for themselves. And again, it's like, you know, part of my brain is like, are you unfamiliar with the last 400 years? You know, but I'll fully and completely acknowledge that it's the first time in my life that it feels like this is stuff that's finally actually going to impact me negatively. And I mean, there's so much to unpack there, you know. You know, and I was thinking, again, you know, sitting on a plane thinking, you know, I was absolutely not raised to be racist in any way, shape, or form, but that doesn't mean that I was raised to be anti-racist. You know, and I know I've got blind spots when it comes to racism, misogyny, and things like that, even if there's no, like, intent, you know? There's stuff that just doesn't dawn on me because of my life experiences. And again, it's like, that's one of the reasons why I treasure TikTok. Because I can learn so much about the lives and life experiences of people in the United States who don't look like me. And learn from them. And as I say to my followers quite frequently, I can do all of those things without diving into their comments and acting like a white person. You can listen and you can learn and you can expand your understanding. But this is the first time in my life that I've ever felt, well, let me phrase it this way. This is the first time in my life that I haven't felt like eventually everything's going to be okay. Eventually it's going to work out because we'll elect another president or whatever. It's the first time I think that I have felt like legitimate fear for this country. And we're not even 4 months in. You know, it'll be 4 months this week. 4 months tomorrow, I think. 4 months. This country this country, taking into consideration its obvious flaws and what it was constructed upon, but it has existed for 249 years, and Donald Trump has been able to pretty effectively dismantle a huge portion of it in 4 months. That's not even a full NFL season. 4 months. And driven largely by racism, misogyny, bigotry, homophobia, and transphobia. That's the driving force between so many of his policies. And then you just add the oligarchic kleptocracy on top of it and self-enrichment. He does all that racist, cultural, transphobic bullshit just to make his base happy. The only thing he cares about is making money. And I don't know that we're going to be okay. I don't know that we're going to make it through this. And that frightens me.
So let's talk about this. What stood out the most to me when he said, palm color supremacy isn't working as much as it used to anymore. And he's right somehow. So for so long, the system has been structured in a way that it benefited more a certain type of people while crushing the others. And for just as long, it was mainly black folks raising the alarm, speaking out, protesting, and trying to get people to see what was really happening. Black folks have been the ones carrying the weight, saying the system is broken, while being told they were imagining things, they were being dramatic, they were being ghetto, they were playing the victim. But now even palm color people are starting to feel the cracks beneath their feet. They're starting to realize that the system doesn't guarantee protection anymore, not even for them. The fear that used to live mostly in black communities is starting to creep into, the palm color communities. And that says a lot about where the US country is at the moment. It's no longer a situation where you can just look away because it doesn't affect you. It's affecting everybody, mostly the black community. Yes, it may be affecting the palm color somehow, one or the other. Yeah, they are getting affected, but not as much as it is affecting the black community. And if it doesn't yet, it's coming. Like he said, things are not looking good. Things are not looking like they're going to get better anytime soon. In fact, if this continues, the situation right now, where things are right now, if this continues, it's going to get worse. That illusion of safety, stability, and superiority that some people once held onto, it's fading, and it's fading fast. It's wild to me because this used to be, black people's job. Black folks were the ones constantly worrying, organizing, marching, speaking the truth. They had to make noise to be heard. But now the script is flipping. Everyone is being forced to reckon with a system that's collapsing under its own weight. And it's exposing the truth that a lot of people didn't want to face. No one is safe in a system built on oppression. Not even the ones it was originally built to protect. But here's the thing. I don't want this to just be another video that you watch and scroll past. I want to hear from you. What do you think about what he said? Did you agree with him? Did you, think this fear is real, justified? Is America heading into a place where even privileged people won't feel, shielded anymore? Please, let's talk about this in the comment section down below. Please flood my comment section with your thoughts, advice, like what you really think about this, what he's saying, whatever it is that you have to say. Please let me know in the comment section down below. And I think this is the part where I say thank you so much for watching, for sticking around. I'll definitely see you in my next video, and please stay peaceful.